I'm Joe Payne, political Payne, independent journalist, historian. I even do music as well. You might see the guitar over my shoulder, but out of Santa Maria, California. I like to share my thoughts and opinions while we're still allowed to do that, of course. Um, but having a good time today. Had my day off from my day job. My views always reflect those of me and myself alone, and not those of any of my employers or any employer, past, present, or future. But here in California, we live with this constant specter of federal agents stalking our neighborhoods. Anytime they could be snatching our friends or neighbors off the street, taking them away. There's been several videos that have come out recently that are just downright horrifying. Horrifying. A man in Massachusetts having a seizure as they tried to snatch him and his wife, who's holding their baby, away. The most inhuman, horrifying possible thing you could imagine. And we are seeing. I don't love sharing footage like this, but I do think it is important for us not to look away from the horrors of this authoritarian regime. So, this is my Instagram page. You can follow me at Political Pain, and where I try to keep an ongoing, just update. Everybody shares stories, but I use my Political Pain stories as just kind of a running news cycle. And here's this man having a seizure as ICE goons and a local police department are cooperating, trying to snatch these people. These are just normal, regular working people in the community. I live in an immigrant community, a community with a lot of immigrants that live here. And this is nothing short of a reign of terror. There was another footage, another encounter with ICE where they were taking someone's little baby away. And come to find out, this was a citizen. So make no mistake, ICE is swooping up citizens. And they're racially profiling. The conservative Supreme Court has given them carte blanche to racially profile people. If you have brown skin or you speak Spanish, and, mine's not perfect, but I can speak Spanish. Es importante para todos hablando español en el estado de California y escucha y practicar. But we know what's going on here. We know what this is about. This is a federally mandated ethnic cleansing of Latinos. People are not surviving in ICE custody either. This is a man who lost his life in ICE custody. And I can't tell you, I have to be real. This is all designed to be intentionally demoralizing, terrorizing, and terrifying for our communities. It's a reign of terror. That's the best, that's to me the most accurate explanation of what is going on. We're watching a reign of terror being enacted. U.S. citizens are being caught in this dragnet. And here is a person in Chicago who's a citizen who's asked to show his papers. This is 1930s Germany stuff. He cannot walk down the street without being asked to prove his citizenship. Show me your papers before we'll let you walk down the street. It's flagrantly against the Fourth Amendment of the Constitution, unlawful search and seizure. But this political regime does not care at all about. This political coalition does not care one whit about the Constitution. In fact, they're openly at war with it. And that's something we have to come to terms with. That's something we have to recognize just as a fact. I scared a couple people away. So sorry for getting real there on you, but this is heavy duty stuff. Where I promise you, I'll get into some hopeful stuff in a bit. I definitely want to talk about the elections. That was my cat, Hamburguesa Burger. She's back here. She's crying. You hear that? Yeah, she's crying out for attention. So maybe I'll get a cute kitty cat here on screen. Don't worry, it's not all going to be doom and gloom the whole show. But I do want to point out that ICE, Immigration Customs Enforcement, they do exist with collaboration from your local law enforcement agencies. And if you don't think that's the case, maybe you're lucky, but it probably is the case that, first of all, if we are honest for a moment, there's nothing that there's nothing that a municipal police department or other police departments can do against the authority of the federal government. The way that the United States government is arranged is the federal government's at the top. Below that, you have state government, then county government, then city and township governments. There's really no jurisdiction that your local police department has over ICE, and they could choose not to collaborate, but I live in Santa Maria, California, and we're in Santa Barbara County here in California. And we have a sheriff who openly declares that he won't even update our local representative body, the County Board of Supervisors, about the functions of ICE in our county. So you have rogue agencies, rogue sheriffs who aren't just, feel like their hands are tied, but they're supportive and they're collaborative with ICE. Okay, that's just the case, and it's awful. You hate to see it, but that's just the way it is. That's our Sheriff Bill Brown, and there is also there is so much to say about this, but sheriffs are not answerable to sheriffs are not answerable to basically anybody. It's an elected position. Have been sheriffs that have committed all kinds of crimes, and it really is on them to step down. And you really do need a higher agency to come in and investigate them. But in this case, our county supervisors just asked our sheriff Bill Brown for some basic updates about what our county sheriffs are doing, if they're collaborating with ICE, or if just what they asked him for an update of what is ICE doing, and he said no thanks, because it could be construed as an obstruction of law. And during the last Trump administration, Bill Brown was shown to be collaborating with ICE. He wouldn't say much about it. But Bill Brown has also been involved with a group that is like the National Sheriff's Association, basically. And I just want to remind people of something that happened during Trump's first administration in office from 2016 to 2020. And who remembers Jeff Sessions? This was Jeff Sessions. Jefferson Beauregard Sessions was the Attorney General under this was under Trump point one. And this is him talking to the Association of Sheriffs that I just talked to you. I just mentioned you about that. Our local sheriff, he was actually the chair. Bill Brown was like the president or the head of this organization for a time. But listen to what Jeff Sessions had to say back during Trump's first administration, real quick.
Thank you all.
Law enforcement.
Thank
officers,
you.
Directors of agencies.
The office of sheriff is a critical part of the Anglo-American heritage of law enforcement. We must never erode this historic office. I know this, you know this. We want to be partners. We don't want to be bosses. We want to strengthen you and help you be more effective in your work.
Did you hear that? Let's hear it one more time.
Thank you. The office of sheriff is a critical part of the Anglo-American heritage of law enforcement.
The Anglo-American heritage of law enforcement. That is what Jeff Sessions said back then in during Trump's first administration. He talked about the Anglo heritage of law enforcement. So what does that tell you? What does that tell you what this what does that tell you about this administration? What does that tell you about what ICE is doing right now? This is an ethnic cleansing. Make no mistake. Our government is committing an ethnic cleansing on the daily across multiple states. Again, I'd love to hear from you, any and all who are listening. Please comment. Let's have a discussion here. Throw me some questions. Ask me what I think about stuff. But the other local news, I wanted to tie this in. So just, again, our Santa Barbara County Sheriff won't even tell our local elected body, doesn't feel like he needs to be accountable to anybody to explain how ICE is operating in our community, even though ICE continues to do unsafe things. They have shot Americans. They have detained American citizens. They've harmed immigrants. In Camarillo, a man fell off a roof and died only because ICE was there. It never would have happened. This is what I mean when I say California is under occupation. We are being federally occupied. And a lot of law enforcement are very right-wing, and they're complicit, and they are in support of this.